If you didn't already know, baseball season is here, including right here in Madison at the Duck Pond, where the Madison Mallards play, of course. And this year, the Duck Pond is celebrating inclusivity by creating a new sensory space at the ballpark. The space is in partnership with a local group called Camp Createability. The Mallards general manager says this is important to make sure anyone can be part of the baseball experience.
We want to make sure we're a family environment and that anyone and everyone can come to a Mallards game. And by creating this space, that helps us get there. So
make sure to check it out, the new space, Mallards opening day. That's Monday, May 29th, coming up.